Knitters, Phelan from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have gift for knitters so that you can tell like, this is what I want, and kits, so stay tuned. On my needles, I've casted on a little cowl, which I love cowls or infinity scarf. It's like an infinity scarf. And this one is, I'm making it out of the earth yarn over here. This down here, the fingering weight one, which I think that one right there is the one I'm using. And I casted it on yesterday. And so it's super easy. You're in the round. So you're gonna knit around, purl around, knit around, purl around. And then this is yarn over, knit two together, yarn over, knit two together, yarn over, knit two together. So it's really super, super easy for pretty much anybody. And yeah, so this is what I'm doing. I don't know if I may have it done before I end up going to Utah, which is like a week and a half from now. And I may have to find another project for Utah, but right now it could be my travel one, but I don't know, I may be done with it by then. So that's what's on my needles. Okay, first up is interchangeable needles. And if you're new to knitting, but you know you're going to be knitting a lot, like you've done some project and you're hooked and this is what you want to be doing, highly, highly, highly suggest you get an interchangeable set. Now, they're not all created equal, so be careful what you do get. The cable that is on it makes a big difference, and then the points on the needle make a big difference. So the two that I would suggest that we have here in the studio is the laminate wood ones, which we have Likey ones. And they're laminate woods. They're beautiful. This is beautiful. I use this kind of needle for decades. These were my go-to needles forever. And they're just wonderful. And this set has size 3 to 10. So it's that eight sets of needles in here from a 3 to a 10, which for a lot of people, that'll do pretty much everything. You might need an 11, a 10 and a half, 11 to add to it. And it comes with the cables, and it comes with the stoppers to put, like if you've got a size 8 project going on your needles, but you're going to start something else and you need a size 8 again, you can take the needles off. There's a stopper to put on the cable so your stitches don't come off, and then you can use those 8s on a different cable in a different project, and you can just trade them between the two projects. So that's sort of how you do this, and that's the wood ones. This set is $100. The next set, it's packaged up, so I can't take it out. I don't have mine with me, but so here's some pictures. So this is the Mindful set from Knit Pro, and this is my go-to now. So when these came out about 3 years ago, I got a set. Kristen gave me a set for Christmas. This is, I guess, about 3 years ago now, and I started knitting on these and I went, oh my goodness, these are the best needles I've ever knitted on. And then I came in, you gotta knit on these needles. And we were both like, oh my God, these are the best needles ever. So one reason why is because the points are amazing. They're really good points. They're not too pointy, but they're really good points, which is important when you're knitting. And the metal, so they're metal needles, but it's a brushed metal. So it's not as slick, like an Addi is very slick, and these aren't as slick, but they're still metal, but they're not as slick. And so those two things, and the cables are great. And so those two things, it's just like, this is now my go-to needle. I just only knit on these, unless the yarn tells me I need to knit on some wood, which happens every once in a while. So there's two size sets in here. There's the larger set, which was the original one, and then there's the short set. So we have both in the store. The short set, when this came out, short needles so you need a short set when you're doing like 16-inch, because if you have a long needle, you can't get it to go around in a 16-inch. The needles are too long, so they shorten them. So most needles, when you see the shorts, they're like that long. They're like ridiculously short, and you're like knitting like this. Can't stand them. I couldn't stand them. So I never used them. I had my own set of 16-inch needles that I loved, and I just had that set, and I would use those. But this set is like a 4-inch needle. These are the perfect length, and you can still do like they have something for like a 12-inch cable. So you're doing a 12-inch circle, which is smaller than your 16-inch circle, and it's totally comfortable. It's amazing. And so this guy has all the little short cables. So you would have to get like 24-inch cables, and if 32-inch cables, which we carry separate cables, and add it to your set, but that's it. You just have to add some cables to your set. And this also comes with many accoutrements. So it's got this great bag that has lots of markers, different size markers. It has a needle check. It has, I don't remember everything in it, but it's got a lot of other things in it than just the needles and the stoppers and the cords. So you get a lot for the money. And this set goes from a size 2.5 to a size 15. So that's 5 more needles than the other set I showed you. 2.5 to a 15. And so this set is $220. And the other set, I'm thinking the long is probably very close to the same price. And so we have both the short and the long. And this is my pick. But I have people that just want wood. And if you want wood, then this is the set to use, is the wood set. As I said, I've knitted with these forever, and they're wonderful, wonderful needles. So you could send somebody in to get yourself some needles. Okay, so we have a great company that we get our knitting bags from. So go from small, medium to large. So the small one looks like this, and it says Stash, and it acts like a project bag or just like a knitting bowl where you can put your yarn in here and pull from it and it doesn't go wandering around on you, and then use it for your project. And so it sits flat. All of these have flat bottoms, so they just sit up. They sit really well. They don't lean and do anything like that. They sit up, and they're all made of a canvas. It's a heavy canvas, so they'll last for a really long time. So that's the small one. And then the medium one is like this. And again, it's a flat bottom. It's like it's a lunch bag actually. But it makes, again, heavy canvas. It has one little pocket in here. There's the pocket in here. And then again, this could be a whole project. Like you could have a good project in here or two and use it the same way you use a stash bag, but it just would take a bigger project. And then the big one is right here. So this is the big one, which of course would hold several projects. You've got pockets all along the outside of it. There's pocket one. Yeah, there's pockets everywhere around the outside. It cinches at the top so stuff won't fall out, which is important. And then there's another set of pockets inside. They're sort of like needle pockets or something. So the outside ones are big. The inside one is like, there's this big size and then 2 smaller ones right there. And so that's the inside pockets. So this is obviously way big enough for a sweater project or multiple projects. And we have this bag in these prints plus some other ones. So yeah, these are really, really good ideas. They're not expensive compared to other knitting bags. Something about knitting bags, you put the word knitting bag on it and all of a sudden it's way expensive. These are lunch bags for the most part, so they're not as expensive, but they're really well made. They're canvas, they're fabulous, the colors are amazing, and so this is another idea. Okay, and the next thing is kits. So we have Blue Sky Alpaca, which is a wonderful, wonderful yarn. It used to be all alpaca yarns, but now they have mixes and merinos and everything with it. And so they do really nice kits. So we tend to carry these a lot, but she's bought all the new ones. And so like here's one that's, we can sort of see that. So it's like a buffalo check, big, black and red. And then it comes with the yarn and of course the directions. And it's just, the yarn is amazing. It's soft, it's wonderful. These kits are just amazing. Really, really good kits. So there's one. This one is another cowl. So that's the cowl. If you've done the blanket class, you know that pattern. And this is the green and gray that it's in. And again, super soft. This is like a tweed yarn, and beautiful. And then there's the iconic striped hat, which is one of the first things they ever came out in, is the striped hat. And it comes like this. So you have these little bundles of all these colors, and then the pattern tells you, use this color, use this color, use this color. And you're just knitting, like 1 row to 2 rows, to some of them are, super thin stripes and not super thin stripes. And that's the kit. So this is always a hit. Everybody loves this hat. Even teenagers will wear this hat. This is just a really, really great hat. All right, that's it for today. 2 weeks from today is the big day. So come in and either get yourself some gifts, or if you check out last week's video, I did a whole bunch of stuff on big yarn, big needles, fast gifts. So you can check that out and get some ideas if you still need them. And I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.